Hi, everybody. Welcome to YpSports at the moment. I'm Trey Perkins. With me, as always, I got Chandler Jenkins and Riley Leathers. And Andy, we decided to make him a regular part of the team. So, interested to see all his takes on all the things that we're going to be talking about in the near future. But today, we're going to be talking about Eagles quarterback Sam Bradford and his future with the team. In the past few days, you've seen the Eagles have traded up to the second overall pick in the draft from the Browns and made it clear that they are going to draft a quarterback, probably Carson Wentz from North Dakota State. And when the news got to Sam Bradford, reports said that he was, quote, heated about it and that he was ready to show that he could be a franchise quarterback. But in the past few days, it has shown that Sam is actually wanting to be moved out of Philly. So we're just going to go ahead and talk about, that whole situation and what that might be. Riley, we'll go ahead and start with you.
All right, well, with Sam Bradford, there's a lot of hype with him coming out of college. He's a very good player. He won the Heisman. He was the number one overall pick back in 2010, I believe. And he's got so much to prove, but he plays like such, not plays, but he acts like such an entitled crybaby is the best way to describe him. Came into this league, all the hype, everything, and he still has yet to live up to it. It wasn't like where he came into the league and he came and he put up spectacular numbers as a rookie. It wasn't like an RG3 situation, but he got hurt and he's never put up eye-popping numbers. And with the Rams, he wasn't very impressive, and with Eagles last year, wasn't very impressive. He had a 19-14 touchdown interception ratio, and he's entitled. With him not wanting to play next year or not wanting to show up to the off-season training activities that the Eagles hold, I think it's complete BS. It's terrible for him, it's terrible for his teammates, and it's terrible for the whole Eagles organization and their fans, because this is an entitled player that's making everything about him after he just got $22 million guaranteed on a contract, which with that type of money, why would you be complaining about anything? And if he knew that he was a number one pick and he played like a number one pick, there would be no doubt in his mind that no matter who the Eagles take at number two, it won't matter, because he should have that self-confidence to where I'm the best, I'm the leader of this team, and I'll go out and prove it. But I don't think he has that killer instinct, and I don't think that he really wants to prove it. I think he just wants his guaranteed spot and guaranteed money rather than going out and earning it.
All right, well, I definitely agree with what you have to say, Riley. Definitely feel like he's definitely entitled to his position, even though he's put up some pretty mediocre numbers. I mean, even though in 2015 he did have almost 4,000 passing yards, that I feel like that's kind of inflated. I mean, I didn't really get to watch the Eagles that much.
I did.
But how was their running game? I imagine that kind of played a part, and I know that
it was extremely.
DeMarco Murray.
It was extremely. It didn't meet to the requirements that it needed for Sam Bradford to have a good year. It also didn't live up to the expectations with DeMarco Murray coming onto the team. So, running game really wasn't a factor at all last season for the Eagles.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's what I kind of wanted to know, is that since DeMarco Murray didn't really make much of an impact, he had to really throw it more. And, I mean, I guess if you take it at face value, I guess those are decent stats. But, I mean, he was just kind of a mediocre player considering his career so far. And, I mean, considering his mindset that he wants to be a long-term starter for any team, which is why he wanted to be traded. However, it's kind of odd to think that when he was traded to the Eagles, I mean, he was given a choice. He was either given a 2-year prove-it deal, which I guess offered him more money, which he took, or, I mean, he could have had a 5-year deal. I mean, obviously, I feel like he's kind of contradicting himself a little here. I mean, he's either going to be a long-term starter like he wants, or he's just going to take the money like Riley said he would, and I feel like he's just trying to play money as a factor. And maybe on some level, you can kind of blame the Eagles for for how they've acted, like how they've kind of backtracked this offseason from what they did last offseason. But Sam Bradford definitely needs to recognize that he's in a competitive league where your position definitely isn't guaranteed. I mean, he hasn't proven it. He's no Peyton Manning. He's no Tom Brady. He's not even a Ben Roethlisberger or a Phillip Rivers. And personally, Sam Bradford isn't owed anything in this case.
Yeah, and if I'm the Eagles, I'm just ready to move on, take my quarterback at number 2. And if I'm Sam Bradford, I'm grateful to be even playing still in the league. They just need to move on. There really isn't much to this. It's just one of those trade scenario things. If I'm Sam Bradford, I do want to go to Denver. Of all the teams I would want to go to, I would want to go to Denver, prove myself. It's the easiest way to get a starting job, but, really what Bradford needs to focus on right now is just getting a job and playing the game of football like he should be doing. He, like you said, he's not entitled to anything. Just because he's a first pick doesn't mean he's guaranteed anything either. So, if I'm the Eagles, I'm just ready to ship him, get the money back that we shouldn't have signed him in the first place. Excuse me, they shouldn't have signed him. That's your team, Trey. But, yeah, there really isn't much to the story at all.
Okay, well, let me go ahead and just start saying that the Eagles' plan overall is to they have 2 veteran quarterbacks in Sam Bradford and the recently signed Chase Daniel from Kansas City. And the original plan was to have those 2 veterans at the front of the depth chart and train up the young rookie for a year or 2 behind, those quarterback heavy coaches and Doug Peterson, Frank Reich, and DeFilippo. So that the quarterback that they draft, probably Carson Wentz, would be ready to step into the limelight, so to speak, once those starters are gone. And pretty much what the plan had, it was for the Eagles to have a veteran starter and a veteran backup, so that if the starter was to get hurt, and in this case Sam Bradford might most likely get hurt, they would have another veteran to turn to take his place, so that they wouldn't have to have the rookie starting way too early, so before he's ready. And so for the Eagles' plan to play out, they don't necessarily need Sam Bradford, but they would like to have that veteran presence at the starting position.
They need someone to step up. That's that. They need a quarterback, and I don't think it's Sam Bradford.
Also, in the past few days, since Sam said that he wanted to be moved out of Philly, reports have shown that there's been heavy interest from the Denver Broncos, who recently just traded for the Eagles quarterback Mark Sanchez a few weeks ago. So I guess you might see those 2 getting reunited over in Denver. But it's been kind of rocky so far. Denver reportedly, at first, when they first called the Eagles to talk about the trade, apparently the price was too high. But today, reports are showing that momentum, so to speak, has been picking up in the trade talks between the Broncos and the Eagles. And I think Adam Schefter said that the asking price is a 4th-round pick and a player. In this case, from Denver, it was a cornerback. I forgot who it was. It was no Aqib Talib or anything like that. But the asking price was a 4th-round pick and a player from the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, and if I'm Sam Bradford, I'm praying to get a chance to play in Denver. I just hope John Elway does not give too much for Sam Bradford, and he has another episode like he did with the Eagles if the Broncos end up taking a quarterback as well.
The Broncos don't have many needs at all. The only need they would really have is a quarterback, which we discussed before, but I do not think it's... I would rather take my chances on Paxton Lynch at 31 and start fresh than with a seasoned crybaby, which he has shown in Philadelphia. And if you're going to give up a 4th-round pick and a defensive player for Sam Bradford, that's definitely not worth it. He is not a quarterback you would want to trade anything for, in my opinion, because he has not proven anything. 19 touchdowns to 14 interceptions. That's not trade worthy.
Hey, it's positive. Silver linings.
All right. I definitely agree with you, Riley. Again, I mean, it's sort of odd that he's trying to have a sort of entitled feel, I guess. But, I mean, Denver, of course they need a quarterback. I definitely agree that they should probably, I mean, they've got a really loaded defense, even with their, like, they had pretty minimal losses on defense, but, I mean, if they had a quarterback, we're probably looking at a repeat. And they don't even need, they dragged Peyton Manning in last season to the Super Bowl and won it all. I mean, if they could do that with Peyton Manning in his last season, I feel like they don't need even someone like Bradford. I mean, I feel like they can settle for, like, even a Mark Sanchez, despite, all the negative connotations that come with it.
Well, if I was Sam Bradford in this situation, and I think we can all agree with this, the smart thing to do is to man up, take charge of that starting position, play your heart out so that you do make a case for yourself so that you could get a good deal with another team next year or 2 years from now. I don't think that he really played his cards right in this situation by, acting out so early in the situation. I think he should have just, taken this season to use it as his chance to audition for other teams.
Like Ken was said, the best scenario for him would be to hope and pray that he does get the chance to play in Denver, because he's not one that would deserve it. But if he did get that opportunity, that's the best case scenario for him.
All right, so we're transitioning now. The draft is today, and we're just going to go ahead and quickly fire off our first top 10 picks, sort of mini mock draft, so to speak.
All right, at number 1 to the Los Angeles Rams, I have Jared Goff. Number 2 to the Philadelphia Eagles, I have Carson Wentz. Number 3 to the San Diego Chargers, I have Laremy Tunsil. Number 4 to the Dallas Cowboys, I have Ezekiel Elliott. Number 5 to the Jacksonville Jaguars, I have Jalen Ramsey. Number 6 to the Baltimore Ravens, I have Miles Jack. Number 7 to the San Francisco 49ers, I have Joey Bosa. Number 8 to the Cleveland Browns, I have DeForest Buckner. Number 9 to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I have Vernon Hargrave. And number 10 to the New York Giants, I have Shaq Lawson.
All right, Andy?
All right.
Yep.
Number 1, Jared Goff. Eagles, Carson Wentz. Chargers, I got them taking Ramsey. 4, the Cowboys, I got them taking Ezekiel Elliott. 5, I got the Jaguars taking DeForest Buckner. 6, I've got the Ravens taking Joey Bosa. 7, I've got the 49ers taking Laremy Tunsil. 8, I've got the Browns taking Ronnie Stanley. I know. I feel a little bit bad about. I need to go back and maybe change that a little bit. All right. But 9, I got the Bucks taking Leonard Floyd, and 10, I've got the Giants taking Miles Jack.
Wow, Leonard Floyd. Wow, that was a curveball.
All right, so number 1 at Los Angeles, I got Jared Goff. Number 2 overall, Philly, I have Carson Wentz. Number 3, I got offensive tackle Laremy Tunsil going to San Diego. 4th overall, I have Zeke Elliott going to the Cowboys. 5th overall, I've got DeForest Buckner. 6th overall, I've got Ramsey. 7th overall, I have Ronnie Stanley. 8th overall, I've got Joey Bosa. 9th overall, I have Vernon Hargreaves. And 10th overall, I have Shaq Lawson.
So mine, real quick, I got Los Angeles taking Jared Goff, Philadelphia taking Carson Wentz, San Diego's taking Jalen Ramsey, Joey Bosa's going to the Cowboys, Shaq Lawson's going to Jacksonville at number 5, number 6, Laremy Tunsil is going to the Baltimore Ravens, San Francisco is taking Ronnie Stanley, Cleveland Browns are going to draft Paxton Lynch, Vernon Hargreaves is going to the Buccaneers, and the New York Giants will draft Ezekiel Elliott out of the Ohio State University.
Yo.